Alright, Super Bases Loaded for the Super Nintendo. So I believe this is one of the first baseball games on the system, if not the first. It came out shortly after the system's release, so I'm pretty sure this was their first one on the system, you know? Super Bases Loaded. Are you ready to play the perfect game? So there is sort of a plot with this game. I know it sounds weird for a baseball game to have a plot, but the whole idea is you basically play the perfect game, which is very rare and very hard to do. So, and if that wasn't hard enough, I believe if you want to see the ending to this game, you have to do it not once but twice, which is absurd. You know, who would even do that? But yeah, this was developed by TOSE, who I'm pretty sure did most, if not all, of the bases loaded games. At least for the consoles. I'm not sure about like the Game Boy one and stuff, but yeah. I guess I was a little inspired to do this video today by another great YouTuber called Back in the Day. He's very similar to me, where he unboxes games, and he's just an awesome YouTuber, man. So, anyways, let's unbox this. So, just like any other box, the best way to open these is just get underneath the tabs here and gently pry them up, just like that. All right, here we go. There's the insides. And of course, there's nothing inside because Super Nintendo boxes don't have the styrofoam. So let's put that off to the side. All right, what do we have here? We have the manual. Pretty thick manual, actually. We have the Precautions booklet. It's all your standard, you know, Safety and warning stuff. Nothing too exciting. And we have poster. Let's see. Win big time with JALECO. 2 exciting sweepstakes, 10 new action-packed games. So I guess they had like a sweepstakes going on at the time where you could win, you know, $35,000 in prizes. And you can meet Ryan Sandberg himself. I don't know if anybody ever won these, you know, contests that were included with video games. You never hear anyone talk about them, you know. So it makes you wonder. And then talks about the contest was postponed for some reason. They just slapped that on top of the copyright and stuff information. It's weird. And then on the back we have advertisements for Super Bases Loaded, Shatterhand, which is like an amazing NES game. Definitely in the top 20 for sure, man. It's just a quality NES game. It's so good, you know. We have Rampart for the NES, which is, you know, it's okay for, you know, a PC port. We have Fortified Zone. I'm not sure what that game's about. Tomorrow's Mission. Battle Unit Zeoth. We have Qbert. And then we have the Game Boy version of Bases Loaded. So. And then we have the JALECO Major Players Club membership / warranty card. And then, of course, since this game was released in 91, we have the 91 Nintendo Power insert. This one's pretty common as well. Maybe not as much as the 1990 version, but this insert was in Game Boy games, NES games, and Super Nintendo games. So that's why it's more common than like the later ones. And then we have the center style trays, which I personally like these better than the... Later on, they would switch over to like a top style trays where the game would sit on top, but those just felt like very cheaply made, and they're just like paperboard, and I've always liked these ones better, in my opinion. And then here is the game itself. Here's the dust cover, which they sadly stopped including with games around 95-ish. I don't know why. I guess probably to save money, but yeah. I like these original slot style SNES games too. But yeah. All right, here we go. Table of contents. Why should you join the JALECO Major Players Club? So here's an introduction. Fortunately, it looks like this manual is in black and white. So, object of the game, getting started, watching game. So you can watch a game. Like, it's basically the CPU versus CPU, which I've never been a big fan of. Like, I can see the appeal of it, but why? If you want to watch baseball, why wouldn't you just watch the real thing, you know? Edit team. So you can have a dedicated team to which you can edit. So I guess in a way you can kind of cheat where you can say, you know, this player has like 50 home runs and a really good batting average, which is pretty neat, you know. Choosing teams. So the teams in this game are like just your generic, you know, non-licensed teams. So some of them are based off of states, and some of them are based off of cities. Changing your lineup. Here are the controls for the game. On-screen displays. So just like the other bases loaded game, the camera takes place behind the pitcher, which gives it a more realistic feel. Most baseball games around this time would have the camera like behind the batter. So I always thought that was a neat touch. And then we have base running, stealing bases, pitching, field and throwing, making substitutions. All your typical baseball stuff, you know. If you played any other baseball game before, this should seem pretty familiar. And then the rating system is, depending on how well you play, you get a score. And if you get a score of 100 points, then yeah, that's considered a perfect game. Team rosters. The teams. So we have Atlanta Amoebas, Boston Buzzards, Chicago Cyclops, New York Mercs, Philadelphia Hawks, Washington Weasels, Hawaii Islanders, Kansas City Kings, Los Angeles Lizards, Seattle Storm, Texas Tornadoes, Utah Stars, and the edit team. So this manual is pretty in depth. It gives you like all the stats of like players and the teams. I feel like you didn't see too much of that with other baseball games at the time. So we have game tips, JALECO Major Players Hotline. I wonder what would happen if you called this number today. So, and of course, the almighty blank pages for, you know what, notes. And then, yeah, watch out for new JALECO video games coming to the Super Nintendo Entertainment System in coming months. And always remember to ask your favorite video game store for the latest JALECO video games for the Nintendo Entertainment System and the Nintendo Game Boy. Alright, I'll be sure to do that. Anyways, there you have it. Super Bases Loaded for the Super Nintendo.